Most people will spend 40 years working for money and never once stop to understand how money actually works. That single truth is why 90% of the world's wealth sits in the hands of 10% of its people. It is not luck, it is not talent, it is not even hard work alone. It is knowledge, and more importantly, it is the way you think. The gap between those who build wealth and those who merely survive is not found in a bank account. It is found between the ears. Right now, somewhere in the world, two people are earning the exact same salary. One will retire with financial freedom, the other will retire with debt. The difference is not what they earned. It is what they believed, what they learned, and what they chose to do with both. This is not a story about getting rich quickly. This is a story about getting your mind right first. Because when the mind shifts, everything else follows. From the time we were children, most of us absorbed a quiet but dangerous belief about money. We were told money does not grow on trees. We were told rich people are greedy. We were told to be grateful for what little we have and never ask for more. These lessons were passed down with love, but they planted seeds of scarcity deep inside our thinking. Scarcity thinking says there is never enough. It says money is hard to get and easy to lose. It says people like us do not become wealthy. And so without realizing it, we begin to live inside those invisible walls. We avoid investing because we fear losing. We avoid asking for raises because we feel unworthy. We spend money the moment it arrives because deep down, we do not believe it will stay. This is the scarcity trap, and millions of people live inside it their entire lives without ever knowing it exists. The first step toward financial freedom is not opening a savings account. It is opening your mind. Abundance thinking operates on an entirely different frequency. It says opportunities are everywhere. It says wealth is learnable. It says the pie is not fixed, and there is more than enough for those willing to grow. Warren Buffett did not become the world's most celebrated investor by thinking small. He spent decades reading, learning, and compounding not just money but wisdom. He once said that the more you learn, the more you earn. That is not a motivational poster. That is a financial strategy. Here is a truth that changes everything. Money is not the destination. Money is the vehicle. When you chase money as the end goal, you will always feel like you are running and never arriving. But when you chase purpose, value, and impact, money becomes a natural byproduct. Steve Jobs did not build Apple to become a billionaire. He built it because he believed technology could change the world. Elon Musk did not start Tesla or SpaceX to accumulate wealth. He started them because he was obsessed with solving problems that mattered. The wealth followed the vision. This is a pattern you will find in almost every extraordinary financial story. The person stopped asking, how do I make more money, and started asking, how do I create more value? When you solve real problems, when you serve people genuinely, when you build something that matters, the financial reward is almost inevitable. Shift your question. Stop asking, what can I earn? And start asking, what can I build? What can I learn? What problem can I solve? That single mental shift is worth more than any investment tip you will ever receive. Now let us talk about the practical side, because mindset without action is just daydreaming. The foundation of wealth is not complicated. It is simple, but it requires discipline. First, spend less than you earn. This sounds obvious, yet most people do the opposite. They inflate their lifestyle every time their income grows. They buy a bigger car, a bigger apartment, a bigger wardrobe. This is called lifestyle creep, and it silently destroys wealth before it can ever be built. Second, save consistently. Not when it is convenient. Not after the bills are paid and the fun is done. First, pay yourself first. Even if it is 5% of what you earn, the habit matters more than the amount in the beginning. Third, invest. Saving alone will not build wealth. Inflation quietly eats the value of money sitting still. Investing puts your money to work. It allows your money to earn money while you sleep. Whether it is index funds, real estate, a small business, or developing a skill that increases your earning power, the principle is the same. Make your money move. Fourth, build multiple streams of income. A single income is a single point of failure. The wealthy do not rely on one source. They build systems, assets, and skills that generate income from multiple directions. This does not happen overnight, but it begins with a decision and a direction. There is a famous study where children were offered one marshmallow immediately or two marshmallows if they could wait 15 minutes. The children who waited went on to achieve significantly more in life. That study was not really about marshmallows. It was about the ability to delay gratification, to choose the future over the present moment. This is perhaps the most underrated financial skill in existence. Warren Buffett made the majority of his wealth after the age of 60. Not because he started late, but because he started early and never stopped. Compounding, whether in money or in knowledge, requires time. The longer you stay consistent, the more exponential the results become. But we live in a world that sells instant everything. Instant results, instant success, instant wealth. And so patience has become a superpower because so few people are willing to practice it. Every time you choose to invest instead of spend, every time you choose to learn instead of scroll, every time you choose discipline over comfort, you are making a deposit into your future self. Those deposits compound. Slowly at first, then suddenly, in ways that feel almost miraculous. Take a breath here. Just for a moment, step outside the noise of daily life and ask yourself honestly, what do you actually believe about money? Do you believe you deserve wealth? Do you believe it is possible for someone with your background, your education, your starting point? Because if somewhere deep inside you carry a belief that wealth is for other people, that belief will quietly sabotage every strategy, every plan, every opportunity that comes your way. You do not need to have been born into privilege. You do not need a perfect credit score or a prestigious degree. What you need is a decision, a real, committed, non-negotiable decision that you are going to learn, grow, and build something different. That decision is available to you right now, in this moment. No one can make it for you, and no one can stop you once you truly make it. Every wealthy person you admire was once exactly where you are. Uncertain, doubting, starting from zero or close to it. The difference is they kept going when it was uncomfortable. They read when they were tired. They saved when it was difficult. They invested when they were afraid. They built when the world told them to settle. Your financial future is not determined by the economy, your boss, or the circumstances of your birth. It is determined by the daily choices you make when no one is watching. The book you choose to read, the hour you choose to invest in learning, the 10% you choose to save before spending, the side project you choose to start on a quiet weekend. None of these feel significant in the moment, but compounded over years, they become a life that most people only dream about. You have the same 24 hours as every person who ever built something extraordinary. The question is not whether you have the time. The question is whether you have the belief. Believe that you are capable. Believe that wealth is learnable. Believe that your story is not finished. And then go build it, one disciplined, intentional, courageous day at a time. As the great Stoic philosopher Epictetus once reminded us, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants and the wisdom to grow what you have into something greater than yourself.